Me as a Westerner, we grow up thinking we're the moral ones, and this is absolute evidence. The whole world is saying, look, just give these people some food. And the US have literally said, no, carry on the bombing. And
it's America, Britain, France, Russia, and China, basically. These are the 5 permanent members. It doesn't matter if the entire world says one thing, any one of the 5 can veto and overturn that decision. Where is democracy? There's no freedom of speech, clearly, because they are shadow banning a lot of our videos. Clearly, the authorities, as they are looking into what we're doing, and complaints are being made, suggestions are being made to YouTube.
But yeah, it's been a tough time, hasn't it? So I've been on the marches and keeping up to date. I mean, the latest news of US vetoing this, ceasefire to just help the humanitarian issue.
Not veto. They didn't. Yeah, sorry, you're right. They vetoed. You're correct.
Yeah, it makes you kind of really look at where you live. Like me as a Westerner, we grow up thinking we're the moral ones, and this is absolute evidence. The whole world is saying, look, just give these people some food, let alone stop the bombing. And the US have literally said, no, carry on the bombing. And you can even see from the videos, indiscriminate bombing of innocent people, and any human being should look at that and go, yeah, you know what, whatever side of the fence you sit on. And so it's been really hard, isn't it, to see what's going on in the world. Really
and
hard.
Veto is a very sort of misleading sort of term, because in reality what it is, it's tantamount to me being a very big, strong man. Let's say not even just by myself. Let's say I've got a big, tall man like Jordan next to me as well, mashallah, well trained, right? And I see a small 4'5" man, and he's beating up a woman, and he's stomping on a child's head, and he's killing the child. And me and Jordan are asked, do you want to stop this? Are you going to order this man to stop this? Are you going to stop this happening? And then I say, and Jordan says, and maybe a group of us say, no, actually, we are going to allow it to continue. It's exactly tantamount to this.
That kid scratched him back. So, it's defense.
Yeah. This is the thing.
Yeah, self-defense. Yeah, it's crazy. It is, like I say, my wife said something interesting the other day, because she said she grew up learning about sort of politics, and she was saying that you grow up learning that the US having the ability to veto something is a really good thing, give them that power, because the morality lies with them. And this just goes to show that the morality definitely doesn't, does it?
And it also makes a mockery of the concept of democracy is the way. Because what you usually have in these sort of, you have like 115 members on one side, and then you have like England, France, Germany, and then the US, or Mali, some other sort of tiny country on the other side. And it just shows you that this got nothing to do with democracy at all. It's just they've held the power to, no, we don't like this. It's not going to benefit us. And so what happened to democracy? Don't you think that people of the world should decide?
I was reading the other day, Imran, that apparently there's been more deaths than the Srebrenica massacre already, and that was something that the world declared a genocide. The world acknowledged it, and still, I don't know what it would take, but yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think what it is, Jordan. It also shows the fact that the United Nations clearly is an instrument for powerful countries. So it's America, Britain, France, Russia, and China, basically. These are the 5 permanent members. It doesn't matter if the entire world says one thing. Any one of the 5 of these permanent members can veto and overturn that decision. Where is democracy? I thought we all, in the West, we all value democracy. We all value the rule of law. We all say, well, actually, if people agree on something, this is what gauges our morality, social consensus. Here you have the entire social consensus of the entire world, and you have one tyrant, the only country to have launched atom bombs, nuclear weaponry on another nation, and then sent its scientists with clipboards to find out exactly how much damage occurred, how powerful the bombs were, what the burns were on people's skin, so they could assess the destruction of the bomb and assess how good their bomb was, right? That they have the right to overturn a decision that the entire, and what a cowardice on part of Britain to abstain from making a decision. At least have the honor and the respect for yourself that even if you want to justify the psychopathic, murderous campaign that is currently being unleashed on the Palestinian people, at least have the vigor to say that yes, we support it. The cowardice of just saying we are just going to abstain from, we're not even going to vote, basically. It's just cowardice. And of course, we all know why they abstained, because even if America had, said yes, ceasefire, then England perhaps would have voted for and vetoed the decision, which perhaps maybe is doubtful, but certainly it's not unreasonable to assume. But anyway, we're going to become too passionate, I think, and angry with this subject, because this subject is one that I'm infuriated with. It absolutely has infuriated me. And one of the things that I want to just please remind the brothers and sisters that are watching, a lot of our videos on Palestine are being shadow banned. A lot of our videos are being shadow banned. We, on some of the videos, are getting hundreds of views, where normally it would go into the tens of thousands of views. Now, I don't care about the clicks. I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the positive comments. I really don't. I mean, that's not the purpose of making those videos, as is actually, to be honest, the Dawah channel generally. We're not. The only reason we use those criteria is just to see that the success of it, hopefully the message getting out to the people. And in this particular case, there's no freedom of speech, clearly, because they are shadow banning a lot of our videos. I had one about freedom of speech, for example. Ben, mashallah, may Allah bless him, Ben Ikra, who does a lot of editing and does a lot of our, mashallah, videos. He looks through he looks through all the algorithms, he looks through all of the feedback and everything else on the analytics of the channel, analytics of the videos, and he instantly knows that looks like this one has been shadow banned, this one is being shadow banned. Clearly, the authorities, as they are looking into what we're doing, and complaints are being made, suggestions are being made to YouTube. We do know that government policy is that they do sometimes intervene, and they do put pressure on YouTube to shadow ban things and to restrict things. And unfortunately, I think it is happening on some of our videos. So what I would please urge you to do, we've got nearly 600 of you watching. Please, at least look, some of us can't maybe go on the marches. Some of us can't donate huge amounts of money. I understand that. Some of us are very busy in our lives. I fully appreciate that your obligations may be such that you can't spend too much time on it. Please just share the videos. At least let the message get out to the people. And hopefully it will change people's hearts and their minds when it comes to the Palestinian issue with the Israeli issue. What is remarkable, and I think I remember listening to Professor Norman Finkelstein on this, the political scientist who himself, as many of you know, is a Jew, ethnically Jewish. Both of his parents are Holocaust survivors. He is very astonished, he said, pleasantly astonished and surprised at the level of support that the Palestinian people are getting, especially from Generation Z, the younger people who themselves are completely disenfranchised by governments who are clearly corrupt, who are clearly suppressing and oppressing their own people in their own countries, where many of these youngsters are feeling that they don't have the sort of opportunities that perhaps my generation, Dr. Imran's generation, have had. I'm not going to include Jordan; he's too young to be included in our generation. But, and they are now looking into these things, and they're investigating these things. And many even hardened Israel supporters who formerly were Zionists are turning around and saying, look, this is genocide. This is wrong. Our governments have been lying to us. Our media has been lying to us. And it is affecting people. So when you recommend our videos and when you hopefully push those videos out, maybe it just allows people to have a little spark. When we start mentioning academics, Jewish academics like Elon Pape, Professor Norman Finkelstein, who is the other one? Gabor Mate. Gabor
Gabor
Mate,
Mate, yeah.
Gabor Mate, who himself was a child and a Holocaust survivor. Okay, and when we sort of mention these names, even though our videos might not necessarily be good, I'm not saying that they are good, but people may go on to these academics and look at some of their works, and that will have a significant impact on how they judge the issue, because these are Jewish academics who are heavyweights, really heavyweights, when it comes to this issue of Palestine and Israel. Some of them are previously Zionists themselves. I think Elon Pape actually served in the army, if I'm not mistaken, in the early days, if I'm not mistaken. And yet their works are groundbreaking, analysis of the issues. And it really shows up the brutality and the utter genocidal, psychopathic direction that Israel has taken against the Palestinian people. And this is not about being a Palestinian supporter or being a Zionist supporter or being a supporter of any football team or nation. This is about being a supporter for justice, for fairness. This is about being just. Before I get too passionate, let's get Adam O'Flynn on.
It would be, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter who the people are.
Exactly.
On either side, it's just not. This is absolutely.
Can I add to your thing, Abbas? Because brother Hamza Sources has put out a really good. He's sort of done a book on the sort of arguments and how to deal with Palestine, Israel, and it describes a lot of what's going on over there. It's a PDF. You can download it free. I've seen off Sapiens. So,
if you can get us the link, Jordan, just put it in the comments and we'll put it up on the screen for people to access. It's all about educating ourselves and hopefully educating people as well. And my brothers and my sisters, history will look back, people will look back in history and they will see what's happening today. And these people that are supporting the genocide, like the Americans, like predominantly European leaders, like predominantly the European press, they're going to be looked at in a very, very harsh way, and quite rightly so, because what is happening is textbook, according to Craig Mokaiba, the United Nations human rights lawyer who was working there for 31 years. This is textbook genocide. These are legal people who've been trained in genocide, who were involved in taking other countries to court for genocide. So these are not your average day, everyday sort of, two guys in a pub or a coffee shop just talking and calling it genocide. These are people who are well trained in recognizing what genocide is from a legal perspective. And they are saying clearly what is happening is textbook genocide. So all of these people who are supporting Israel blindly and arguing for the Zionist cause are actually supporting textbook genocide, and you're going to be looked at in a very, very sad way, not just by people of your country or the world, but I'm sure even your own relatives, your sons, your daughters, your grandkids are going to look back and they're going to think, my granddad was a genocide supporter. Shame on him.